Hello and welcome. My name is Stacy and this is All Levels Yoga. Let's get started. We're going to start down on our mats today in either easy pose, which is just a simple cross-leg seated position, or if you would like, you can also sit on your heels, whichever is more comfortable for you. So just resting the hands in the lap or wrists on the knees, gently closing the eyes. Drawing the navel to the spine, sitting up nice and tall. We're just going to bring our attention to our breath. Just breathing normally. Now we're going to begin to deepen the breath. Inhaling through the nose to the count of 5. And exhale through the nose to the count of 5. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue with this deep breathing. And I invite you to set an intention for your class today. Acceptance is my intention today. Accepting where I am today in my practice, in my life, with everything going on. It is important to accept things the way they are. One more deep breath here. And then allow the breath to return to normal. As we inhale, we're going to roll the shoulders. So drawing the shoulders up towards the ears and then down and back. And then reverse. Drawing the shoulders up towards the ears and then front. And coming back to neutral, dropping one ear towards the shoulder. And then rolling down through center to the other side. Once again, towards center and remain here. So tucking the chin to the chest. Then inhale as we lift the head. Here we're going to inhale, arms coming out to the side, and then up overhead, bringing the palms together, and then exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhale, and then exhale. One more time, inhale, and then exhale through heart center, and then we're going to come up onto all fours. So we want the knees directly below the hips and the palms directly below the shoulders in a tabletop position. So here we just want to make sure the crown of the head is reaching forward, keeping the neck in line with the spine. Pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. And then your next inhale, we're going to extend the right leg out to the side. And then inhale, twisting open to the right. And now as we exhale, we're going to thread the right arm under the left and bring the shoulder down to the mat. Your next inhale, coming back up. We're going to draw the right foot in between the hands, tuck the left toes under, and coming up into a runner's lunge. One breath here, and then reaching the right arm back, left arm comes out front for a revolved twist. One more inhale here. Then we're going to pinwheel the hands back down, framing the foot. Then we're going to step the right foot back, pushing the hips all the way back, tailbone reaching towards the ceiling into a downward facing dog. Tucking the chin to the chest. You could keep the knees bent here for now. Walking the heels out, whatever feels good, swaying the hips back and forth. One more inhale here. And then we're going to look between the thumbs. And we're going to step the left foot in between the hands. Your next inhale, reaching the left arm back, the right arm forward for that revolved twist. One more inhale. And then as we exhale, pinwheel the hands to frame the foot. Now we're going to drop that right knee, untuck the toes, and we're going to step the left foot out. Inhale, twisting open, and then exhale, threading under and dropping that shoulder towards the mat. One more inhale here. Coming back up. And then coming back to a tabletop position. Tucking both toes. Sorry, I messed that up. So from tabletop, we're going to tuck the toes under, and once again, sending the hips up and back, pushing back into downward facing dog. Your next inhale, looking between the thumbs, we're going to walk the feet up to meet the hands, and then exhale, folding forward, allowing the crown of the head to reach towards the mat. Your next inhale, we're going to slowly roll up to standing. The head is the last to rise. Rolling the shoulders up towards the ears and then down away from the ears. Inhale, arms reaching up overhead, tall mountain. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale. Exhale, swan diving forward. Palms reaching towards the floor, tucking the chin to chest, forward fold. Inhale, we're gonna lift halfway up, monkey. And then exhale, forward fold, stepping the right foot all the way back, and then the left. So now we're in the top of a push-up in plank. From here, we're gonna lower all the way down, chaturanga, and then we're gonna slide forward to the tops of the feet, lifting the head and chest, upward facing dog. Rolling over the toes, pushing back, downward facing dog. Looking between the thumbs, walking the feet up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, tall mountain. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, halfway up, monkey. Exhale, stepping all the way back. Plank, lowering, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, looking between the thumbs. Either walk or step the feet to the top of the mat. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, halfway up, monkey. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back, plank. Lowering, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot between the hands, dropping the left knee, untucking the toes. Remaining here for a couple of breaths. Inhale, stepping the right foot back. And exhale, lowering. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Looking between the thumbs, stepping the left foot forward. And exhale, dropping the lowering the right knee. One more inhale here. And then exhale, tucking the toes under, stepping the left foot back, and vinyasa. Your next inhale, looking between the thumbs, walking, stepping, or hopping the feet to the top of the mat. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. And exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, we're gonna add a slight back bend. Inhale, tall mountain. Your next exhale, sitting back into chair. So just looking down, make sure you can see your toes. So you don't want your knees to go beyond your toes. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway monkey. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping or hopping the feet back to plank. Lowering, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, we're going to lift the right leg behind into three-legged dog. So keeping the hips square and level. Pushing through that back heel. And really pushing into the palms, pushing that mat away. Looking between the thumbs, stepping the right foot between the hands. And then inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, lowering the hands, stepping the right foot back. Plank, chaturanga. Either upward facing dog, or you can add a push-up here. Plank, and then meeting downward facing dog. Next, inhale, lifting the left leg behind, three-legged dog. Looking between the thumbs, stepping the left foot forward. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, framing the left foot, stepping the left foot back, plank, chaturanga, either up dog or plank, downward facing dog. Looking between the thumbs, walk, step or hop the feet forward to exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. We're going to stay here for a couple breaths. You can wrap the arms around the backs of the legs. Drawing the forehead closer to the legs. Releasing the palms once again to the mat. Your next inhale, lifting halfway. And then exhale, stepping or hopping the feet back, plank, chaturanga, either upward facing dog or that push-up. And then rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. Your next inhale, right leg, three-legged dog. Looking between the thumbs, you're going to step the right foot between the hands. For a low lunge. Just one breath here, then inhale, crescent lunge. Your next exhale, we're going to lean forward, sending the arms behind, palms facing the ceiling. That nice flat back, Really drawing the thumbs towards one another, keeping the arms very active. Inhale, crescent. One more breath here. Then we're going to come forward onto just the right foot. And then send those arms back into airplane arms. It's okay if you lose your balance. Just get right back in. One more breath here. And then stepping the left foot back into airplane lunge. And inhale, lifting crescent lunge. Your next exhale, we're going to open up to warrior two. So the back foot, the edge is going to run along the back edge of the mat. Front toes are going to be pointing directly forward. Arms are nice and straight out to the sides, and our gaze is over the right fingertips. Couple breaths here. Your next inhale, coming back, crescent lunge. And then stepping forward, I'm going to come into tree. So we're going to turn the left leg out, bringing the toes either onto the mat, resting the foot on the shin, or drawing the heel up to the inner thigh. Hands can remain heart center. Down near the sides. We're bringing them up overhead. Then with control, we're going to release the left foot. And from here, we're going to step wide. So the feet are at a 45-degree angle, bringing the hands to heart center and into a prayer squat. So shoulders are down and back. Want to have a nice open chest and a little lift. Really drawing in the abdomen. See if you could sink a little lower. One more breath here. And then inhale, lifting to 5-pointed star. Couple breaths here. One more deep breath here. And then as we exhale, the right toes are going to point back forward, shifting the back heel and lowering back into warrior two. Your next exhale, reverse warrior. Your next exhale, pinwheeling the hands down, turning that back heel forward. Now we're going to come into a standing split. So if you'd like, you can walk that left foot forward, or you could just shift all the weight onto the right foot. And then lifting the left heel towards the ceiling. The hands can remain on the mat, or you could bring them to the ankle, maybe one, maybe both. One more breath here. Your next inhale, we're going to begin to rise. Bringing the left knee up. Then taking the right hand to the outside of the left knee, we're going to twist open. Challenging our balance, see if we could bring our gaze towards the back fingers. Then with control, releasing the left leg all the way down to the mat. And then stepping the left leg all the way back to crescent lunge. Exhale, framing the right foot. Stepping back, plank, lowering chaturanga, either up dog or plank, and downward facing dog. You can remain here in downward facing dog. You can also take child's pose. This is a resting time. We're going to take about 5 breaths here. So if you're in child's pose, we're pushing back up into downward facing dog. In your next inhale, left leg, 3-legged dog. Looking between the thumbs, stepping the left foot between the hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Your next exhale, sending the arms back, airplane lunge. Again, making sure to pinch those shoulder blades together on the back, really opening through the chest, really pushing the thumbs towards one another. Next inhale, lifting crescent lunge. Next exhale, shifting the weight onto the left foot, sending the arms back, airplane. One more breath here. And then stepping the right foot all the way back. And inhale, crescent lunge. So your next exhale, we're gonna open to warrior two. So I'm just gonna shift the other way. So opening to warrior two, you may need to widen your stance a bit. We want to make sure we stay centered over the hips. So you don't want to be popping that hip out. One more breath here. And then exhale, crescent lunge. Inhale, stepping to the top of the mat for tree pose. So this time, we're opening up to the right. So once again, either the toes on the mat. Just make sure the foot is not on the knee, either below the knee or above. Your choice of where the hands will be. You could keep one hand at heart center. Really testing the ankle, all those little micro muscles. One more inhale here. And then with control, releasing the right foot back to the floor. And then inhale, stepping that right foot out. Feet are at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, and then exhale, hands come to prayer as we lower into a squat. So here we want a bit of a tilt in the pelvis. So tucking that tailbone under. See if you could lower a little bit deeper into that squat. One more inhale here. Your next inhale, opening to 5-pointed star. So we want to make sure to be really sending the energy up through the hands, out the fingertips, keeping the arms nice and active. The legs are nice and active. Really pushing into the feet as if you're trying to tear the mat in half. Your next exhale, turning the left feet so they're facing forward, lowering into warrior two. Your next exhale, reverse warrior. More inhale here, and then exhale. We're going to pinwheel the hands down to the mat, turning that back foot to a runner's lunge. Your next inhale, either stepping the foot up, so then you could kick off into that warrior three. Trying to lower the chest towards the leg. Bringing the hands to the ankle. If you attempted it on the other side, it's always good to attempt it on both sides. Your next inhale, we're going to begin to rise, bringing that right knee through and up. Taking the left hand to the outside of the right knee, extending the right arm back, twisting open to the right, shifting our gaze, to find the right hand. Your next inhale, stepping the right foot all the way back. Crescent lunge. Exhale, framing the left foot, stepping back and flowing through your vinyasa. So plank, lowering chaturanga, either upward facing dog or plank, rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. Your next exhale, we're going to lower to the knees, sitting back onto the heels, and then to one side, bringing the legs out in front. So sitting nice and tall, we're going to come into boat. So taking the backs of the thighs, we're just going to lean back as we lift the heels from the mat and find a balance point. Holding here for a couple breaths. Your next exhale, releasing the feet back to the mat. Next inhale, lifting back into boat. Maybe this time releasing the arms. And exhale, releasing the feet to the floor once again. So one more time, we're going to come into boat. Maybe this time straightening the legs. And then exhale, releasing. So from here, we're going to cross the legs. So crossing the ankles, we're going to roll over. So we're coming back into a tabletop. And then sitting back onto the heels. So this is a nice stretch for the feet. Just a couple breaths here. So untucking the toes. And then we're going to come into a squat. So the feet are to the edges of the mat. We're going to sit nice and low into a squat. Bringing the hands to heart center. Really pushing the elbows into the inner thighs. So from here, we're going to take an arm balance. So we're going to bring the palms down to the mat and keeping the elbows on the inner part of the thighs here. We're just going to start to shift our weight forward and maybe just 1 foot at a time. Maybe both. Drawing the toes together. Releasing back into a squat. We could try that one more time. So coming into the complete arm balance, or if you got 1 foot off the ground, maybe this time you could get both, or just going back and forth, lifting 1 foot, then the other. Coming back into that squat. Couple breaths here. Then bringing the palms directly below the shoulders, knees directly below the hips into a tabletop position. Tucking the toes under, pushing back. Downward facing dog. From here, shifting our weight forward into a plank, and then lowering all the way down, bringing the belly to the mat, resting the forehead to the mat. So now the palms are directly below the shoulders. We want length through the spine, so the crown of the head really pulling forward. And then inhale, we're just lifting the head and just starting to peel the chest up from the mat. Into a cobra. And then exhale, lowering all the way back down. Your next inhale. Lifting the head and the chest, and now the abdomen. This shouldn't hurt the lower back. If you feel any pinching, you can squeeze the glutes to help protect the lower back, or just come back out of it down to cobra, but you should not be feeling any pain. And then exhale, lowering all the way back down. Bringing the arms behind us, And coming down to one cheek. Your next inhale, bringing the palms below the shoulders, and once again, lifting into either cobra, snake. We're coming up onto just the tops of the feet and the palms into upward facing dog. And exhale, lowering all the way back down. Then your next inhale, sitting back onto the heels into child's pose. So resting the forehead to the mat, walking the fingertips as far out front as you can, spreading the fingers nice and wide. Next inhale, we're going to begin to walk the palms in towards the knees as we begin to rise. Sitting off to one side, swinging the feet out in front, extending the legs all the way out in front. I'm going to inhale, sweeping the arms out to the side, and then exhale, hinging at the hips, coming into a seated forward fold. Here we want to lead with the chest and chin. Get that nice extension of the spine. And then exhale, rounding the back and folding over the legs. Making sure to keep the feet nice flexed so the toes are pointing back towards us. Your next inhale, begin to walk the hands up the legs, giving a nice little squeeze as you go, giving the legs a little massage. We're going to come back down onto our backs. So hands come to the back of the thighs and just lowering down nice and slowly. Just one vertebrae at a time. Till we're all the way down, flat on our backs. We're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together and allow the knees to fall apart into butterfly pose. So palms facing the ceiling. One more deep breath here. Now we're going to come into an inversion. Today we're going to do a shoulder stand. If that is not within your practice, we could just bring the feet up towards the ceiling And you can remain here. If you want to attempt the shoulder stand, drawing the knees in towards the chest, and then we're going to walk the hands up the back as we straighten the legs. Toes pointed to the ceiling. If you're challenged here, you can remain here. If you'd like to take it a little bit further, you can lower the feet to the floor behind the head. It's a plow. Then we just want to make sure to come out the same way we came in. So coming back to the shoulder stand. And then walking back out of it. So drawing the knees into the chest, wrapping our arms around, giving ourselves a nice hug. You can roll back and forth on the spine if that feels good. From here, we're going to extend the legs out and the arms alongside the body, palms facing the ceiling. Allow the feet to fall apart as we come into corpse pose. Once again, closing the eyes and bringing our attention back to our breath as we inhale to the count of 5. Inhaling through the nose. And exhaling through the nose. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue with this deep breathing as we allow our bodies to come to a complete stillness. Allowing our bodies to become heavy. Allowing the muscles melt into the mat. And then allowing the breath to return to normal. If you have time today, I would recommend remaining here in Shavasana for at least 5 or 10 minutes. Once coming out of this corpse pose, turn onto our side, and then push ourselves up to a seated position. And just closing with a couple breaths. Inhale and exhale. And one more inhale. And exhale. Namaste.